From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, August the 1st, 2022. Israel's Prime Minister Yair Lapid sent a letter to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres yesterday demanding the immediate removal of all three members of the Commission of Inquiry tasked with investigating Israel and the disbanding of the commission. This after comments made by one of the commission's members, Milon Kothari, and the defense of those comments by the head of the commission, Navi Pillay. As we reported to you, Kothari, responding to backlash from the U.S. about the anti-Israel bias of the commission, had said, "We are very disheartened by the social media that is controlled largely by whether it is the Jewish lobby or specific NGOs. A lot of money," he said, "is being thrown into trying to discredit us." Pillay said that Kothari was deliberately misquoted to imply that social media was controlled by the Jewish lobby. Lapid said that from Mr. Kothari's outrageous slurs to Ms. Pillay's defense of the indefensible, this commission does not just endorse anti-Semitism, it fuels it. Staying with Lapid, yesterday, the Prime Minister announced the government approval of his joint proposal with Israel's Regional Cooperation Minister Isawi Frej to accelerate the implementation of the Jordan Gateway Project, creating a joint industrial zone on the border between the two countries, something that was first proposed back in 1994 during peace talks for the peace agreement with Jordan. Lapid said 28 years since the peace agreement with Jordan, we are taking the good neighborly relations between our two countries another step forward. This, he said, is a breakthrough that will contribute greatly to developing and strengthening the region. And the Prime Minister today, together with Social Equality Minister Leonard Cohen, announced an historic agreement with Romania that Romanian Holocaust survivors will be eligible for a monthly pension from Romania for persecution during the Holocaust. Lapid said, "Today we are correcting a long-standing injustice. This is our basic obligation as a society to see to it that the survivors live out their lives in the best way possible." Well, reports today that Israel's ambassador to Russia, Alex Ben-Zvi, met with Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Mikhail Bogdanov in Moscow to discuss the situation with the Jewish Agency. As we have been reporting to you, Russia filed an appeal to shutter the agency's offices in Russia. By the way, we will discuss the situation with the Jewish Agency in Russia on tonight's In the News. Israel's Police Commissioner Kobi Shabtai flew to Morocco today, becoming the first Israeli police chief to visit the kingdom. Shabtai is set to meet in Rabat with senior Moroccan police and national security officials. Israel's ambassador to Morocco, David Govrin, said the visit will enhance bilateral cooperation in the security field and exchange experiences. A delegation of mental health professionals from Ukraine completed its first week of trauma training in Israel, an initiative from the First Ladies of Israel and Ukraine, Michal Herzog and Olena Zelenska, who addressed the group over Zoom and tweeted, "We are not fine today. Because of the war, PTSD became a real danger for every Ukrainian, but we will fight against it too. Our first 27 specialists," she noted, "were trained at the Natal Trauma and Resilience Center in Israel, a country that has learned to live under regular attacks." The delegation will complete the 4-month-long course remotely now from Ukraine. The project is supported by the Charles and Lynn Schusterman Family Philanthropies and the Jewish Federations of North America, whose chair, Julie Platt, said it is heartwarming to know that these trauma workers will return to Ukraine equipped with the knowledge they gained in Israel and the training they underwent with a renewed pledge to alleviate pain and suffering. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, August the 1st at 7 o'clock. It's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth. At 7:30, Eric Goldman speaks with Dan Geller and Dayna Goldfine, directors of the film Hallelujah that explores the life and career of Jewish singer-songwriter Leonard Cohen. At 8, Shahar Azani speaks with CEO of Ben & Jerry's Israel, Avi Zinger, about the recent agreement with Unilever and fighting BDS. At 8:30, Sarah Krinsky discusses Jewish principles in relationship to the environment. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Rabbi Daniel Cohen on L'chaim. At 10, author Malcolm Gladwell speaks at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up next, I speak with Senior Program Associate at the Kennan Institute Izabella Tabarovsky about what is behind Russia's attempts to shut down the offices of the Jewish agency there. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, August the 1st, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.